Hi guys, it's James here from Optics Warehouse, your night vision and hunting specialist, and today I'm going to be going through a few frequently asked questions about the new Wulf 4K, which has of course just come onto the UK market after much anticipation. This is going to be much like the base NV90 video, where I went through some questions that you guys had asked, I got from the sales team, and I'm relaying them to you onto this video here, so hopefully we can answer all your questions as effectively and as efficiently as possible. So, without further ado, let's have a quick look at the Wulf 4K itself. Obviously, hopefully you've seen the quick fire review already, but let's have a look, see what we get in the box itself. First thing to notice is this very nice ABS case, nice hard plastic case, and I say you've got a good carry handle on the side there, nice tactical looking, good weight to it. I won't delve any further into that. Opens up on the two quick release systems there. And you just lift it up. First thing you notice, you've got a carry bag. Just get that one out of the way a second. And then of course, you've got to see how everything is so nicely presented inside there itself. Of course, you've got the unit, the torch, the mounting system, mounts, batteries, remote, SD card reader, and rubber eyepiece. So there's not a huge amount of stuff that's going to confuse you too much. There is obviously the lead underneath as well. So, just to reiterate, that's what you get inside the box. Okie dokie. So, first question I've had. So, how do you focus the ocular and the image? Great thing about the Wulf 4K is that it acts a lot like, when I say a lot, it acts exactly the same as a standard day scope with an adjustable objective on it. So, first question, ocular. That is very simple. All you do is you just twist that on there, and then you get your nice focus and sharp image on the actual menu system. And then, of course, on the side, on the end here, you have your adjustment for various different distances, and that allows you to focus for different images on what we've got here. So nice, easy, simple systems, adjustable objective and adjustable ocular. What is the mounting system? So let's put that one to the side. Mounting system, you have two options with the Wulf 4K. One fantastic part of this scope is that it actually comes on 30mm on a 30mm tube, so any 30mm mounting system will work with the Wulf 4K. However, in the box you get the recommended mount, that is the one-piece 30mm mount with the Picatinny attachments on the top. That goes onto a Picatinny weaver. Obviously you can see the actual stop in the bottom there. That goes on there, and that actually fits very nicely. I'm not going to mount it in the video, but that fits very nicely onto the Wulf 4K, as you can see, and that reduces the amount of tolerance, so therefore there's less risk of losing zero when moving from system to system. Of course, if you don't want to do that, there are your standard 30mm Picatinny weaver mounts. So get them out. These are high mounts, these ones, so just be aware of that. Of course, if you do want to put this on an air rifle system, there is the 9 to 11mm 30mm options that you can buy from us here in store. What are the menu buttons? Okay, so as you can see, there are only four pieces that you need to focus on here. So you've got the on and off button, you've got the ballistic calculator and the return button, and then you've got your image button and photo record, and then your main center console button there. As you go through, I'm not going to go into too much detail because as I'll say this at the end of the video, we're going to do a separate video on going through the menu systems just so you can have a look and we can go through it together. So you've got the basic functions on that, as I've already mentioned. You've got a nice turn dial here, very crisp and easy to hear and feel sort of tactile turn to it, so therefore you know where you are on the system. When you're looking through the reticle as it is, that just works as your zoom, so obviously your 1 to 8 times zoom as such, which is of course 3 to 24 optical zoom. So that works quite efficiently. Of course, photo record, you put your micro SD card in the slot there, you can record your images, and of course you've got a microphone on the top here as well. On the front here, let's say you've got your on and off button. If you just press it once and press it very lightly, that changes it from day and night mode, so that's a quick shortcut onto getting that sorted out. And then if you want to power off the unit just from wherever it is, if you slightly press the power off button there. Do remember, when of course you go into nighttime mode, you unscrew the cap on the end. That does open up the aperture slightly and therefore allows you to enhance more light inside, so it's a much better nighttime image. Next question, how do I attach the rubber eyepiece? Good question. It comes in the box, it comes with a rubber eyepiece, very simple screw thread. All you do is you put it on the end and then you just screw it in like so. Obviously doing this left hand is not that easy for me, but there you go. So it just screw in like so. That's a nice tight fit on there. There you go. That's it. And away you go. And so that interacts obviously quite nicely with the ocular adjustment on there as well. So if you wanted to, you get that much better eye relief on the end there. So I'll just take that one off. Okie dokie. Right, next question. Okay, what is the firmware? So it has the latest firmware on the system, as do all the new ones that have come out. We are looking at maybe doing a firmware update before the end of the year, but obviously so that's not to be confirmed as of yet, because there are going to be a few bugs and issues that are naturally going to come up. I mean, it's the same with any sort of night vision product that comes out onto the market brand new. There are always a few bug issues that are fixed within the next couple of months with a firmware update. So at the moment, it has the latest firmware on there. As soon as we get another one out, it'll be all over our socials via email, so you'll have a see exactly where it is. The resolutions. Okay, so this is 4K, so that means you can record it in 4K, 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second. So yes, that does mean you can have high quality images on there. Of course, if you wanted to record in HD, you can. Big benefit of recording in HD on this unit is that you can actually keep the reticle on the screen. Of course, if you do it in 4K, the reticle doesn't appear on the screen, I'm afraid. Again, this is something we might look to do in a firmware update, but to say that is to be confirmed. The IR torch that comes with it. Okay, so a couple of questions on this one. I'm just going to put the 4K back itself, put the unit back itself. Okay, so in the box, you get the Wulf IR torch as it is. So I'll just take one of the batteries out, but you get 3 of these batteries, and you get 3 18650 pipped batteries. Now, immediately, there's one thing you'll notice, and we have to obviously make you aware of this. There is a publication about this on the website. You'll notice on the torch that there is a plus and minus on there. That actually needs to be the other way around. So the plus needs to be this end, towards the end of the torch, and the minus needs to be towards the rear end. This will be rectified in the next batch. Obviously, if you have received a 4K from the first batch, we do apologise, but as I say, it is something that we didn't know about obviously until we received the unit. So it wasn't there to see initially. So as I say, make sure when you open up the back, you have your battery that comes with it. I say pipped end is the plus end, so that just slides in there, and then that just slides out the bottom, just like that. Okay, and then that goes across, and then away you go. On the positive side of this torch, we've had a lot of positive reports back on it. Of course, you have got spot and flood function on there, so of course you can actually focus it, of course, however you wanted to in the field. And I have had actually reports of people being able to not necessarily identify, but certainly see foxes up to about 200 yards with this unit, which means you will easily be able to identify one at 150 yards. So if you wanted to, you can very easily use this IR torch that comes with it. Of course, I would always thoroughly recommend, if you're going to use it for centerfire use especially, to upgrade the IR torch that comes with the unit. What else do we have in the box? Just alright, so obviously it comes with a micro SD card. And then, of course, you get a USB SD card adapter. Obviously, people have been asking what's the USB for. Of course, if you just look on the back, you do have an SD card slot in there, micro SD card slot, so you can plug it into your computer and have your data. Just very quickly going back to the IR torch, obviously, as I say, you've got the torch there. Does it come with a mounting system? Yes, it does. Underneath the very handy remote. I'll just get that one out a second. So that one just comes out there. Put that on there. So you've got a nice insert ring in the middle there to protect the torch. So that goes around the torch, and then this, of course, clamps onto either, say, the Picatinny that you've got on the mount here, or, of course, the Picatinny on the actual unit itself. I say, very versatile little torch. Nothing too wrong with that one at all. So let's see what other questions we've got here. So how do you use the stadiometric rangefinder? Right, to be honest with you, I'm going to answer this question in a separate video. We've got down the pipeline. The next few videos we're going to do on the 4K are going to be how to use the rangefinder, the stadiometric rangefinder, how to zero the scope. That's going to be a very big one. Hopefully get that out in a couple of weeks. How to set up the ballistic calculator, and then we're going to do a video on going through the various settings on the actual unit itself. So we'll actually record the internal footage, and then I'll talk over and we'll go through it that way. Talking of footage, and I hope you're still with me at this point, guys. Talking of footage, Obviously, I had a lot of questions about the app. We are waiting on the app to be finalised. It is in the final stages. But again, as soon as that is finalised, I will put a video out on how to use it, how to connect to your Wulf device. And then, of course, we can go from there. But so keep an eye on socials and emails on the publications of the app. So I hope I've answered the majority of questions that we've been sent through over the past few days since the Wulf 4K has been out. Of course, more and more questions are going to come about as the unit does get more and more popular. So of course, just feel free to obviously give us a call or email us at Optics Warehouse, and we're more than happy to give you a hand with your unit. So guys, I hope you've been with us through the whole video. As I say, I do apologise, it's been quite a long video going through a few bits and pieces, but I've been James, your night vision and hunting specialist, and this has been another video by Optics Warehouse.